All right, guys, we're going to be working on this first assignment. It's called the 9-2, here it is, Bicycle Hub Base Assembly. So we're not doing modifications yet. We're doing the base assembly. If you click on that, let me hide this so it's not in the way. You'll find a link right at the beginning. And we'll click on that. Move this out of the way because it's going to give us, you'll see. Uh-oh. Just made something crazy happen. We got technical difficulties here. Okay, the part studio is going to work. The PDFs are being weird. That happened the other day. And for some reason, I just accidentally doubled that. Let's see if it's still not there. When that happens, you can always go back into here, and we've put them in here for you. These are the PDFs. So for this one, we're looking at the first problem, first question. And that's what we're going to start with. So this is called top-down design. Let me make a copy. Oh, I got to sign in. There's bottom-up and there's top-down design. You guys have been doing bottom-up. You've been taking pieces, making them individually, and then putting them together. Today, we're going to take a piece and cut the pieces out and build it right inside it. So you're starting with an existing piece. That's top-down. And it just allows for fittings better, like when you're doing screws or things like that. So let's do this. So we have this here. I'm going to go ahead and go into front. I'm going to go down here to section view. And then I'm going to go right to the front view. So click on that. And it just cuts it in half. So if you look, see, it's just cut in half. Cool, right? Hit OK. And we're going to draw in this front, so right in the center of it, essentially. So sketch, and then click on that plane. And then we're going to go ahead and start with a rectangle, and I'm going to hover here and kind of go out, click, and then go back like this. So that gives me, a rectangle that goes through the whole piece. And I can't pop between these because of that issue, so I'm going to pop this way. So what we can tell is from here all the way to the very end is 110 millimeters. Millimeters? I guess so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the dimensions in. I'm going to go up to this blue line, go like this, and say 110. And yes, I have mine in millimeters. That's cool. I wasn't sure if I was going to have it or not. The next thing that I notice is from here, the very end of that rectangle, to the face of the blue piece that they gave us is 10.4 millimeters. So let's put that in. So from here, this point to this face is 10.4. Of course, my fan goes on. Okay, so what else do we have that we can work on? This whole thing is 15, and I only did half of it. But I'm going to do that using the Revolute, and I'm going to show you something. Don't do this. Just watch. Oops. Okay. If I go here, and then drop down, it doesn't work. Okay? That didn't work for me. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to not hit escape because I'm recording, and that messes the thing up, right? So let's go back here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a line and dashed line, and then I'm going to start here to here, dimension, do the top line, and then this. And now when I drop down, see, it does that circular thing that we've done before in class. So this dimension here is going to be 15. Okay, so now we have that. What we did was we just did the hole in the center. That's all we've done so far. Now we have to kind of build out these little chunks right here, and we're not going to do this little ziggy zag yet because that's a different shape. So let's do the ones we can do. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go start here, up a little, over all the way to here, click, up a little, over all the way to here, bring it back down to here. And I'm going to double click just so it goes away. Okay. I'm going to make those dimensions now, and then I'll come back. So that's just that one little piece that gets inserted in, this gray part here. So if we go here to this, we can see those dimensions here. We need 4.6, 15. So this whole thing from here to here, whoops, is 15. Ooh, it's being weird. Okay, I'm just going to do that, 15. And then it said 4.6 is that little tiny nub here. So from here to here is 4.6. That looks good. And it did that just because everything else is in place. And then the whole thing, the height of this part here is 20. And the height of this outside part here is 30. So let's do that. So we're going to do 20. So I'm going to click on the blue line, the middle dashed line, drop down 20. The blue line, the middle dashed line, drop down 30. I'm like running out of room here. That looks good. Okay, now let's do that other piece. So the other piece we're going to do is this guy here. And this one is 28, 7. Okay, so I'm going to go do a rectangle. I'm going to start in this little corner, go up, whoop, and then click. This dimension here from the very top line, that is going to be 7. And then if you take that blue line and you go to your dashed line and drop down, that is going to be 28. That looks good. Okay, now what we need to do next is we have to divide this so that we're getting the same stuff on the other side as well. So we are going to go ahead and do a construction line, and we want it to go right into the middle. So we are looking for a midpoint. There it is. So that little tiny eyeball thing, I call it, right? The dot with the 2 lines on each side, that's your midpoint symbol. Puts it right in the middle. And if you look, see, it's not blue, right? It's completely like in the right place. Now we can mirror it. So I'm going to mirror. The first thing you always click on is the part that it's going to be your mirror line. So I'll do that. And then this, and then this, and then I want to zoom in to make sure I get this and this, like that little piece. This and this, and this and this. How's that look? So if you zoom out, everything should look correct and look the same. If it doesn't, it means that some dimension somewhere is not right. That looks really good. We look like we're in good spot. So then unclick that. And move this one over here too. Boy, is that a lot of measurements. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to look better like that. Maybe. Am I being a little crazy? Maybe I'm being a little crazy. It's very possible. Kandari. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a line tool here and watch. See how it tries to pop up that eyeball, the midpoint? Do not click on the midpoint. So click here and then come over and then click here. Now, drop down, horizontal. I'm clicking on this. I drew it horizontally, but one of the things you're going to notice is the zigzag of this diagonal line sometimes makes it feel like it's not straight. So just double check it. That's all you have to do. So that distance is this outside piece here. The inside piece we already know is 15. So the outside piece is 18. So let's go ahead and drop that down. So click to our dashed line, drop down, click, 18. Okay. You can actually do this too. You don't have to. This is going to be gray, but it did say 66, so you can see if it's 66, everything looks good. We're in good shape. We've done all the drawing we need to do, okay? I know it looks crazy, but if you think about it, it all makes sense what we just did. I'm going to hit check here. Whoa, nuts. I'm going to go to revolve. I'm going to go to remove, and I'm going to click on the sketch on this side so that I don't have to worry about trying to catch everything. If you miss the line, you're going to notice it. Revolve axis, we're going to pick that dashed line that we've been using so much. We can hit OK because you can kind of, it gets a weird color. And sure enough, it's all been shelled out. So we just cut all the holes out. We're looking good. Now we're going to go ahead and put the pieces in all on this one piece. Because remember, top down. We're starting with something and making it. I'm going to turn my sketch one back on. I'm going to go to revolve. I'm going to click on this little piece here and then go to revolve axis and click on the center. And then I'm going to go ahead and do new. And bam, we have a new piece ready to go. I'm going to do the same thing for this. Then I'm going to go to axis, click here. It's still new. We're good. Hit OK. And then finally, here, click on this, axis, click on this. It's still new. We're good. The color here is similar, but it's not the same. That looks good. Now we're not completely done yet. If you look at this piece, this is the shape is here and we need to put that shape in. So let's do that. So we're going to go back to this and go ahead and do turn off section view. And then we're going to rotate so we're on the left front here. Oh, we can turn off. Sorry, I have these weird things. Turn off that sketch so we don't have to see that anymore right now. Sketch, and we're going to pick this part here. So see where my mouse is? It's important you're on the right surface. Click that. Go to this polygon. Click on that. Right in the center of the origin, and you're looking for it to be 6 sides. So you're going to click, make sure it's not attached to anything, and then click again because it always starts with 6. If you move in and out, you're going to end up with different numbers. You can fix it, but just so you know, that is what's going on there. Okay, so we need this to be 20.78 from left to right. Okay, so let's first make it straight up and down. So I'll do a drop down, vertical, right here. And then we will dimension it 20.78. And you can see it's pretty close there, right? And if you were to go in the other direction, here to here, it should be 24. So why did that happen? All right, 20.78, 24. That is 15. What did I do that made it do that incorrectly? That is 20. Nope, it's all there. I wonder if the 7/8 isn't really 7/8. So let me do this. Watch this. If that's 24, and then I go back and I was that between them, right? Watch. If you have it as a 2-digit, I bet that's what they did. Right? Look, yeah. 20.78461. When I hit enter, it's going to say, so it said 20.785 because of, I have it in 3 digits. If it was 2 digits, it would probably be 7/8 or 7/9. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to say okay. It's an interesting thing. Now, they just recently changed Onshape, so I'm assuming it's something to do with that. More accurate, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say I'm extruding that little tiny piece. And I'm going up to face, and I'm clicking on this circle here, this like the right, but then I'm offsetting the distance, and I'm offsetting it just a little bit. It goes in by 3. So we'll put 3 there. Let's see if it does it the way I want it to, or if I have to put negative or, you know, flip it. Nope, that looks great. Hit check, and you can see the shape is good. Now, that little bit of that 0.785, I was just thinking may change our mass. And so you may find that you don't have exactly the same answer, and that's okay if that happens, okay? As long as it's close, we'll be good. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to look at these different parts. And you can look here, if you go down in the drawing, this piece says that it's steel grade 5. So let's find that piece. So I'm going to hover until I find it. It's right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to rename it Hub. That's what it's called. Hit enter. And then right click, assign material, steel grade 5. And you can see it's starting to come up. So then I'll type on that and hit OK. Okay, we have 2 more pieces we have to give materials to. This one here says 300 series stainless steel, and this is the bearing. So let's see, not that one, this one. So rename bearing. And this is material, assign materials. And it was 300 series stainless steel. And hit check. And then finally, I feel like the other one wasn't hub, was it? It was nut, because I saw hub, I put hub. I'll have to fix that. But let's keep going. This one is sleeve, and it's aluminum 7075. So we'll go here, right click, rename sleeve, and then assign material. Oh, lost its mind. Assign material. Oh, okay, I got it. Aluminum 7075. Oh, it's mad at me. What did I type wrong? So okay, I guess I have to scroll. Oh, because there's a dash there. 7075. Okay. And then I'm just going to re-click on this one. And what did we say it was? Did they say it was a nut? Yeah, I think they said it was a nut. So rename nut. So we have our nuts, we have our bearings, we have our sleeves, and our hub shell. That looks good. Okay, so to answer the question to the problem, you're going to find that you've built all this, and then the question is, what is the mass when this is all put together? And you'll notice that there's 2 of these and 2 of these. So the nut and the what was the other one? The nut and the bearing, there's 2, but we only built 1. So let's see, how can we do this? So we're going to go into assembly, and we're going to bring in this whole piece that we've already put together. You can just put it wherever, like it's okay. But this is the thing, what that has now is it has the nut, it has the sleeve, it has the shell, and it has the bearing. But we need another bearing, so I'll bring that in. And it needs another nut, I'll bring that in. Now listen, this is important, and this is for all of my people taking the test. They ask you for the mass. They do not ask you to put it together. They do not ask you for a distance. If you had to assemble this and put it together and do a distance, that would be different. But they're asking you for the mass. So what you do is you just do mass. You've already assigned everything a material, right? We're going to go ahead and highlight all of the pieces. And I get 433. So let's look. 3.56.413. And that's going to be that. Remember I told you there was a little bit of a difference with that one dimension? That's fine. That's the difference. So if you were taking the test, you saw that difference in the one dimension, it got weird. You didn't spend a million years trying to figure out what went wrong. What you did is you went through to this point. You didn't spend a million years trying to put them all together to get the mass. You just got the mass of all of them as they are. So watch that when you go to take the test. But that is what you're going to have for your final answer for me, is something like that. Great job.